Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. Happy holiday Monday for at least North America. And I've got Norma with me today, Tanja from Adventures for Connection. And since Unique was off today, we thought we would jump on and continue our story. So I was going to go on after her. And then I thought, well, why not go on at her time? And then that way there's a show for everyone today. And we're going to do a little recap. But in the meantime, Norma, how you doing over there?
Good about you, Tanya?
Awesome sauce. I was in the woods. Yeah, best flow state ever, in the woods with the dog. And the dog's around here somewhere because I didn't have time to drop her off. So yeah. So super happy to be here. And again, as always, as we go through this process, what we would really love to do. Hey, Cindy, good to see you. Hey, Flaxy, good to see you. Swilsey, hello. We would love for you to ask any questions so that, because we don't know your perspective, only you know your perspective. So we'd like to share your perspective. Hello, Mighty Mouse. Good name. There's my mom's dog, if you can hear her. She's a little bit bossy. She's tiny but bossy, little but mighty. So we've been on the discussion about sort of this construct that we're in, how everything is vibration, and how everything is vibration, and everything is, as you put it out, it comes back in. So let's start from the base point of, I believe we're all souls having this human experience. We are energy beings. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. So therefore, what is operating this body as the energy point? It's our consciousness. And our consciousness continues on, which is your thoughts. Like, you are you still. So it's not like you don't remember who you are, you do. So we come into this because we can be in physical bodies. Otherwise, we can't be in a physical body. We can't touch. We can't see this way. We can't taste this way. We can't hear this way. And so we get to come in and have emotions. We get to come in and manifest. It's the only place we can also manifest. So liken it to the biggest adventure game of your life. Norma, do you want to add anything to that?
Oh yeah. It's once you tap into the full potential of your connection with your consciousness, it is game on. Because when you are able to gather all the information, you gather the tools, and you get the manual, and you got your game board, and you're like, ooh, where do we start? Because when you begin to understand that your consciousness is what guides you through this life, there's nothing but fun to have, because you're being guided. You're not being told. you're being guided. So that's where the heart mind or the heart mind connection comes in as compared to the brain mind connection.
Yes, absolutely. And so we want to invite you to just shift your perspective a little bit today. And what we're going to start with is we're going to revisit what we started last week and just do a quick recap for you. For those of you that weren't here on Saturday, which is 2 days ago, we had Joy on with us, and we were discussing this. And the beautiful part is to take a photo so you have a visual. We're trying to hit you on all angles, and then I will share a perspective and the energy behind it. So then you can also feel it. Hello, Sandy. Yeah. Hey, Sherry. Hey, you guys. Really happy you're here. Thank you for coming on. So we're just going to get set up here to pop the screen back on. In the meantime, again, if you have any questions, please post. We can see everyone that's on YouTube and Facebook and Rumble. So I've got full control of all that. So I can see them, so I can keep you guys in the loop. So right now we're just going to pop this off and we're going to pop the screen on. Do you want to get your screen ready? It's still showing us.
I think so, yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
And so these are the same visuals we showed on Saturday. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give you the opportunity to review them. So I'll go back to what I was saying about if everything is energy. And now we come in and we don't get to remember who we truly are. That's part of the game, for lack of a better word, because if you knew who you truly were, you wouldn't have the same experience as if you had to learn. Plus, it gives you more soul growth. Before you come in, you choose the family, the time you'll come in, and you choose specific points for information to come to you or triggers to happen of remembering. And so this is the beautiful thing, is it's all set up before. So nobody is behind. Everybody's where they plan to be. And we all, I repeat, every single one of us here have special gifts. We may not know what they are right now, but we can learn about them as they come through. And the best thing to do as a starting point is to remember that you can observe and take time to just be still, be in nature. When you're busy doing all the time, it doesn't give you the space. And I can be pretty guilty of that one. So I make sure in the morning and in the evening, I take some time for me to just sit and be still. Today, I took 3 hours in nature and had some really interesting zinging going on with my crown while I was out there as I was singing to nature. And they really, all the trees, all the plants, all the birds, they were all pretty happy I was there. So it was quite beautiful. All right. So we're going to get started here now. We're ready to go. All right. So we're going back to giving you a 3-dimensional diagram. And then go ahead, Norma. You've got this part.
All right. So as we discussed on Saturday, the diagram you see before you is what's called, it's basically octant geometry. So basically what we're doing is we're showing you this is not a linear way or state of coming at understanding that we are multidimensional. So this is the basically the platform, so to speak, of the multidimensionality that we are interacting with every day of our life. So as I was discussing on Saturday, in the aspect of what we were born into, we were taught to see life like this, where you see the recorders, and they're only in certain directions, or they're only giving you so much of the picture to see because that's what we were taught to see. Only what very limited in what it was they were trying to get us to see. They just want us to look here, not there. So as we go along, and as we're gaining this information and becoming more into understanding of who we are and what this life really is about, this is how life actually is. You are longitudinal and latitudinal being space kind of all over the place, but you can actually find yourself anywhere, in any place, at any time, no matter where that's at, whether you're in the negative, positive, negative, or yeah, negative, positive, sorry, or the positive, positive. It just depends on where you're coming at from your perspective.
Okay,
So,
and let's slow roll for 1 second
okay,
because I just want to make sure. So what she's saying from an energetic standpoint is the more open you become to other possibilities, the more you work on self, the more you realize you're a frequency being and your vibration is a signature of you. The higher you vibrate, you come up into a different level. Something negative happens, you pull this way a bit. Something positive happens, you go up and sideways. So it's almost like a bird flying, really, a hummingbird. Think about a hummingbird. It's vibrating and it's moving by frequency and it can go up and down and side to side. So that's kind of what this is. And when we're talking about the organics, we're talking about nature and the way nature operates, color, frequency, vibration. And so all it looks like a slope in algebra. It kind of does. We just don't want it to seem overwhelming for people. So, but this is how the timelines work. They're vibrating on different frequencies. They're
yes,
all happening at the same time, but vibrating differently. And these eyes are quite limited in what they can actually conceive.
right,
Now, as we move forward, this is going to open up more and more. One, we're in a photon belt. Two, Mother Earth is like she's vibrating up. And this is the first time in human history that we know of, as far as I researched, that we get to actually go up in dimension, vibration within this body. So we are moving from a carbon, which is more dense, into crystalline. And as we do that, I got all kinds of people telling me, did you see that? I saw that. Did you see that under the door? There was a shadow that went by and she went outside to see if someone was there. And I was like, nobody's there. I'm like, and catching flashes at the corner of your eye or hearing something. It means the veil's thinning between the frequencies. So I hope that really makes sense to everyone. If it doesn't, please let us know. Okay, go ahead, Norma.
okay. Well, let's go off of the bird analogy here. It's the same concept. When we were born with an automatic GPS system, which is our consciousness, which it was to guide us through this life. But because we were born into the artificial, intelligent kind of realm that was present at the time when we was born, all that's happened is we've been given the information to understand how to navigate our lives now. We're coming into this and we're understanding it and presenting it so that way you have a better idea as to how to better navigate from where you're at. So just like a bird, when they get ready to fly north for the winter, they use their navigational system that is built within them to get them there. So, if they're traversing and going where it is that they know a specific destination they're wanting to get to, and in that guidance, they're receiving the information before they even get to their destination as to what is before them. That's the great thing about this, is that once you tap into that GPS, into that natural state, organic state of receiving the information because you're being guided by your conscious state, then what you're doing is you're being guided around the storms. You're being guided in ways where you would normally, like the year before, you may go somewhere that you're being guided away from because there's something for you to experience over here. So that's your organic navigational system. So any point that you're at here on this 3D spectrum or this 3D board, you will be able to find yourself because you have points of reference. You have the Z in the Y in the X axis. These are all axes. And all axes will give you a point of reference, whether it's from the negative, positive, or so forth and so on. So that's the beauty of being able to give this information to you, so that way you have an understanding that this is your 0 point. 0 point's going, once you can get to 0 point, which is heart space centerment, and being guided by your consciousness, then what's going to happen is it's going to help you better come up with more definement in the images from the state of being that you're in and feeling what it is that you want to experience, which is going to project out fractals up along the line of wherever it is you're at. So if you're in that loving and just joyous state and you're feeling what it's like to be somewheres and just being in it, then you're basically in your positive, which means as you're going along, that fractal is in the positive state. If you're able to hold on to that state of vibratory state. But I'm not going to sit here and say that you're not going to come across, your negative and positives, because life has a way to show back up from, like, say, a month ago. Something may show up later because you were in a different state of being. You were in a different state of vibratory state. So you'll always be able to find yourself. That's why they say, no matter where you go, there you are.
Right? Yeah, I have lots of people that try and move away to shift their lives, and nothing really changes. Yeah, it can be a struggle too. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but let's talk about that, because Delene's asking, and she's got a good point. So when you catch yourself being in a negative thought, how do you turn it around from negative to positive? It all seems so quick. Practice, practice, practice. So it's being the observer and catching yourself doing that,
Yes.
and then stopping yourself from reacting and shooting out, right? And instead holding on and doing a response instead. Right. And that to me is the most beautiful part. Is it does take practice. I seldom get triggered, but occasionally I'll be like, oh, interesting, that's triggering me. What do I need to look at about that? Why is that triggering me? So now you're curious. So instead of anger, curiosity is coming up, because no. I know this game. No. I've got a new way of playing this game. So it's all the tools in the toolbox as you go through this that get you to see things in another perspective. Yeah. And so if you think about it, this also brings to mind the fact that we are manifesting beings, right? So we came in to do this, but everything is done on the frequency. Now, your mind does not know the difference between reality, a TV show, or you visualizing with your eyes closed. And so it's really beautiful to start focusing on that. And even Neville Goddard does a lot of teachings on this. But closing your eyes and visualizing what you want, and then what is the feeling, as if you already had it. As if you already had it. And as you're thinking about if you're visualizing and you're thinking about, oh, it's going to be so good, I'm going to, we're going to have this, and I'm going to do this, like whatever those things are for you, whether it's a location or, I want to buy this new house, start visualizing the house, right? And then if you can stay in a meditation with it, you're likely to get some hits, we'll call them, or ideas that will take you towards that. So now, again, this is a practice, and we'll talk more about that on a separate show. So, but just to give you guys an idea, my reaction to all this is, oh, the game's so good. We have so much fun to play with, which just brings my vibrations up higher. Yeah. Changing your perspective. Yeah, absolutely. For a new way. And nobody's broken. Nobody's wrong. Everyone's having their own individual unique experience, and they're right where they're supposed to be. So it's really important to, allow others their experience. We're not here to rescue anyone. We're not here to save anyone. We're not here to dictate to anyone. We're here, if somebody looks for guidance, guide. That's all I would say to that. Norma, did you want to add anything?
Yes, of course. It is about our state of being in our awareness level. So, I mean, if you have a thought that you're like, oh no, I don't want to experience that, then it's as simple as Tanya said, nope, gone. And then what you do is since you've recognized that, that's the most important thing about this whole process is your awareness to catch yourself having a thought that you don't want to experience. So as as you're going along and you're like, okay, I don't want to have the experience, so let me create the one that I want. And then once you are able to get yourself in that sentiment of heartfelt, just sitting and just visualizing, the more you visualize, the more you're able to start to take that vibratory state and get it to rise and to rise and to rise. So, and the more you stay there and the more fun you have in visualization, guess what? The more it rises, the faster it's going to spin. Well, guess what? Even though we have this situation where we are in the looping, or we're moving in and out, guess what? The faster it gets going, and let's say we're looking at this as like the hills, is, you know, we go in the valley, we go up the hill, we go in the valley, we go up the hill. But the faster you get yourself going in the feeling of that and just the excitement of that, guess what? Once it tops that hill and it goes down that valley, it's just going to shoot right back up. So you're not going to experience as much of, you know, what you would consider a negative experience, because nothing's negative. What I'm saying is you're going to get through whatever experiences that you take along that way in that route to get to that place that you're wanting to get to, and it's going to be just like, let's go.
Absolutely. Are you done with this slide?
Yes. Let's see here.
Yeah, it is fascinating. And the more, when we tried to discuss it and break it down between us, it became so much easier because we've got the two of us with different perspectives. And Norma's very visual and I'm very energetic. I need to work it out a little bit different way. How does that make me feel? How do I explain this as a feeling versus, right? Because as soon as you show me some visuals, I'm like, but once it's explained, I'm like, oh, I get it, because it's just the energy.
Right.
So that's what we're hoping to explain to you with those perspectives too. And if anybody has any other perspectives they'd like to share, drop it in the chat. Yeah, we would love to hear it. Okay. Thoughts created in time.
Okay. So this is where we're talking about that, you know, this is us as we're having experiences. And the way that whenever I was watching Marina give this information, my take was this right here, where I was able to take and understand the levels that she was speaking about with the 2 hertz, the 5 hertz, and 9 hertz. And I'm like, that seems like that's almost close to like 369. Well, once I was sitting in that and I was receiving this information, I was given that 369 can also be considered densities, because everything is sacred geometry. Everything is mathematics in this world. So as, like, you know, for example, what we just got through speaking about, you can start down here, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay there. You as an energetic being can raise to the next level. Excuse me, raise to the next level. And as you teeter-totter between these two and you get good at this one, guess what? The only thing you can do from here is go up. So then you're going to get better at teeter-tottering between these next 2 levels. So the reason why I call these densities is because this is a place of manifestation, which becomes tangible. So once you get to the 9 hertz, 9th density, the density is not as thick. So basically you're thinning that veil. But in the thinning of that veil, you're giving yourself that broader perspective because you are vibrating at the same level of the density, which gives you the ability to see both sides of choices that you get to make as far as what you're looking at and what it is you're wanting to experience. It gives you that higher view. You're seeing it from a higher perspective. You're seeing the whole puzzle put together instead of only seeing bits and pieces. As to, like, being down here, you're only going to see where you're at, because your vibratory state is not in a place where you can see something that may bring about, you know, a better feeling or a better experience. But as you're teeter-tottering between all these, there's not going to be times that you're not going to be never down here again, because we're human and life gives us those challenges. All I'm saying is as you raise your vibratory state you're going to be here less and less because you're going to never want to leave from here.
Yeah. And so what affects your vibration, right? It can be other people, but it's everything you're observing and what you're consuming, even from food, because again, your gut biome is greatly attached to your brain. It is your second brain. And so then it's really important to make sure that you're eating properly. I have a little dog here. You're eating properly and you're getting nutrients for your body, because if your body is suffering, it's going to affect how your brain operates and how you perceive things. And then, hold on, guys. You're not digging a hole in the carpet. All right. Oh, we're in the quantum screen. This
Sorry
is
for that.
BB. There. Are you happy you got to be on TV? Now you can sit in my lap. There you go. Got to be on the show. Okay, sit down.
There we go.
That's all right. Okay, so as you're going through life and maybe you're watching, like, what are you consuming? Are you watching shows? Are you watching like TV? Are you watching educational things? Are you inspiring yourself? Are you reading good books? Are you taking a break from everything and finding time to just be with you? Are you caring for your body? Are you having baths? Are you getting a massage? Whatever brings you joy, because the more you sit in that joy resonance, the easier this gets. The game gets much better. Yeah. I'm just going to leave us this way because we're probably going to pull that back on at some point for the next one.
Yeah, I've just got to reset it kicked me out for some reason.
Oh, okay. No worries. All good. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Is your vibration D or C powered?
Depends on what you're going to need. I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, the more energy going, the bigger the battery is going to be, because that's how energy works.
Exactly. And yes, you can flick your negative thoughts away. Remember, thoughts are not facts. Your brain is the computer. Your subconscious is the CPU. We've talked about this, and rewiring your subconscious that was programmed from ages 1 through 7. And then everything through your life is run against that. And your subconscious just wants to keep you safe. It doesn't know anyone but you. Your subconscious is unique to you only. It's like this little, it's meant to keep you safe so that, when, if you're out in nature and you see a lion, you're not going to go, "Oh, hello, little lion. How's it going today?" You might hesitate and go, "Maybe I shouldn't do that." These kinds of things, right? It's going to regulate you. And then emotions are like waves. They come and they go, and it's your body giving you a signal about the environment or something that's happening for you, right? So, like, I won't watch. My daughter loves like scary movies. I'm like, "No, I don't watch those." There's absolutely no reason for me to give myself heart palpitations. No, thank you very much. So the fear factor doesn't work for me. And most of the time, actually, I watched Stephen King's what's the one with the clown? It. I watched it in the theater. It took everything to not be laughing my ass off out loud because of my perspective on it. I thought it was hilarious. Anyways, so you never know, right? So what are you consuming? What are you taking in? Are you writing things down? Are you journaling? Are you remembering your dreams? Are you asking questions at night? There's so many things you can do. I've actually decided to start recording little snippet videos to put out that will start from square one. So if somebody's just becoming aware of this, here's where I start. And then we go along again and again and again. So yeah, I'm very cautious about what I'll consume. And even with Jade, she'll be watching a show. I'm like, no, not me. And I'll go do something else. So it all just depends, right? It depends on what floats your boat, so to speak. Now, I do like a movie that makes me think outside the box, or a movie that gives me another perspective that I don't have. And I watch a lot of educational stuff because that's me. I drive around in my car and I listen to educational things. Yeah. All right. So you have another slide, which would kind of been next in the sequence. If you can get it back on. Yeah, absolutely. And and I have to say, for all of you in the chat that I know, you're all doing amazing. I'm so proud of how far you've come. You're all shifting. You're all shifting yourselves. Nobody's doing that for you. You're getting the song Born Free in my mind many times for days. I was grounding at the lake with feet in water. 4 people came to paddleboard. As soon as they hit the water, someone said born free. Yeah, that kind of stuff will happen 100%. Yeah.
Synchronicities.
Yeah, that's being the observer, and it's the frequency that you've put out, right? Yeah, 100%. All right, we're back up. Okay, so here's the next one in the sequence that we did not. Oh, we did discuss this one quickly. Okay, let's run through this one.
Yeah, this is just the kind of like the 2D kind of game board of the 3D that we were showing, just broke down a little differently. So basically, you look at this game board as a game board of chess, because at this point, since we're moving out of the old system and we're creating a new system, at this point, the only person that you're actually going against is yourself right now, because right now you're just now coming in the understanding that you're a powerful creative being. So now what we're doing through this space is just letting you know that all you have to do is just know who you are, and that is in the state of being, and know what it is that you see about yourself, and you know that that self is creating things for you that you don't want to experience anymore. So being in an awareness state, then what you're doing is you're taking that instantaneous moment, because you're in a present, you're going, no, I recognize this. I don't want this. I don't want to be this. I don't want to react or act this way. I don't like how this is. And you get the chance and opportunity to choose to be a new person from there. And what you're doing is you're moving that old way of being out of the way. You love it. You send it off with grace and move it out of the way. So that way you leave room for that bigger experience of self, which in turn also opens up that that flow of connection with your consciousness, because you just got rid of a subconscious reactive state of being. So when you look at it like this, this is your 0 point. No matter where you're at on the board, this is your 0 point. So as you're getting better at this, and you're becoming more aware, and you're sitting more with yourself, and you're actually just sitting, and what happens is your thoughts, you will know the difference between your brain creating thoughts, because that's what was conditioned, to receiving information, receiving something that just feels good, because it's one of those that you know the difference because of how it feels, because it makes you go, I didn't think of that. And it can't get any plainer than that, because your brain can't process this stuff. It has to be from a higher state of consciousness level, and it all comes from here because it exists within us. So basically it's like it's being brought forth to you. So, and that's where the plasmics, the veil you can speak about is, as we recognize these, we have synapses in our brains. Synapses is what causes us to have those habitual responses to certain things that go on in our life. Once we recognize them and then we stop doing them, guess what? Those synapses go away, especially if you catch them sooner than later. So then there are also what's called thick bridging synapses. Those take a little longer. Those are the ones that are just habits of how we respond and react. Those take a little longer, but they will go away over time. So basically, when you do that and you're creating self new, the timelines that you have left behind when you choose to do away with those habits, it begins to thicken and it goes away. It disappears. It exists no longer because you create yourself anew. So as you're moving along these timelines before you become thinner and thinner and thinner, to the point where it's more of a transparency that you're able to see everything before you. So it's basically kind of like what you're doing, like Tanya said before. You're peeling the onion. You're peeling your onion. You're peeling yourself, and you're doing away with the things that just don't resonate and does not leave you with a good feeling state of being. So that's the reason why it's always important for us to always be aware of where we're at, what's going on, and if we feel that we have a reactiveness that's coming about, that's just boiling up, and you catch it and you stop it, that right there is the first place of change for you. And so as we go along, in the way this universe works is we're in a loop. Everything that you put out there is going to come back to you. It doesn't matter how long it takes, it's going to come back to you. It's just, are you aware of what you're putting out there so you may understand what is coming back to you? Can you have anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so, it's, if you liken it to, when you first, you guys, we're all just becoming more and more aware, right?
Mhm.
We're all realizing. And so as things went along and we started to realize everything in the world isn't what we believed it to be, a lot of the first reaction was to try and share the information, and then you were rejected, which keeps your vibration low. It was like, I swear, it was, almost, but that's how we reacted, because that's how we were trained to share the information. And now it's like, no, they're all having their own experience. Only my energy matters to me the most. And then, of course, my kid, but she was always on board. And so then all you can do is drop seeds for other people. It's up to them when they decide that they're going to shift their perspective, if at all. And that's okay. Because again, the most important thing is you. And now, as you get better at this game and you level up and you keep leveling up, then we are going to continue to spin faster, which means you're going to manifest quicker too. So the greatest outcome is this, and your perspective shifts. So the things I didn't want in my life, and we often focus on what we don't want instead of what we do want. Again, I've got this problem, I need to fix this problem. Instead of, all right, this isn't working out this way, what else can I do? And just stand back and observe, turn the direction, do something else. I'll use the example. No, I won't use that example. That's a little too personal. Well, I'll use my mom again, because that's the one we used. So the one with my mom and me having to shift myself. So we don't like how somebody's behaving, but when we shift our energy, well, they're going to shift. And so, right? So if you manage your energy first, you are always going to be ahead, above yourself, ahead of yourself, so to speak, to preempt other things coming in. You're going to be able to observe ahead of time, use that navigation. It's going to get so much easier and so much better. I promise. Everything is starting now. I can feel it in the collective that there's been some really big shifts this summer. I'm not going to say it was easy, but there were some huge shifts that happened after everything was like, it's going along and it's like this, and then it's like this. And so you have to remember that there's the highs, but there's also going to still be the chaos. And that chaos is very important. It is an energy. We are alchemy beings. We can choose to get angry, or we can choose to go, oh, that means bigger shifts are coming. Awesome. That means every time something goes and spins harder, it means it's going to move up. Right. And it can only move up in the positive at this point because of the way the planet's working right now. Yeah, absolutely. So there's my little tag on that one. What's the next slide, Norma?
Let's see. I think we've pretty much hit all the slides, other than just bringing this one up. Like I said, at this point of the game,
what are all the other slides I see?
Well, let's see. This one right here is, I brought this up. This is how Darius Wright, because he does astro projecting. He knows that these realms, and this is his rendition of, or his perspective of, the construct, the realms, and the multidimensional spaces. So this right here just shows you how multidimensional reality is. That because we get to choose what realms we visit when we go to sleep, or even as we start more coming into raising our vibratory state, we'll be able to start experiencing this in our waking moments as well as time goes on. Right now, we're trying to, we're trying to master getting through, getting past all of what was conditioned to us, getting out of that conditioning, so we get to that state where, we begin to understand our dreams more on the level of knowing that we're going to these places to bring back the information, so to speak, or going within. I mean, it can be viewed either way. You're either going somewhere or you're going within yourself, because all your information is within you anyways.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's almost like traversing the mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more you can close your eyes and go inward and just focus on your breath. And we've done some meditations. There's meditations out there in the Telegram channel. There should be some on YouTube as well. So, I'm happy to do more live ones. Whatever you guys, let me know what resonates for you. I'm happy to do once or twice a week. We do little mini live ones just to help you guys understand more. But the most important meditations are the ones when you get to the point where you can sit and I literally put an eye mask on and just sit there, like sit straight up and just see what comes in. Yeah. So and for me, I've also added in some breath work as well, which is good because it's another way of purging the system is to do specific breath work. And so that can also be helpful. Yes, live meditations are magical. Okay. Okay. And then do you have the construct of the heart? Because I thought that might be a really nice addition for today.
Let's see. I don't think I've put it on here yet because I haven't started that presentation just as of yet. So you may have to stop sharing my screen so that way you can get to that.
Yeah, there we go.
And you can bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're remembering more dreams. Absolutely, Cindy. This is what's happening for people. This is so celebrate it, write out notes. Before you go to bed, if you've got something you want to try and work out, then I recommend you write out the question, right? And so it's important to be in a great headspace before you go to sleep. Write your gratitude list. Listen to something uplifting. And yes, napadations. I love my napadations.
Well, also, I mean, when you're writing stuff out, it also is as you're writing it out, it's still an intent.
Yeah.
So it's still the intent that you're placing in the hands of will, which sets your focus, whether you're asleep or awake. It doesn't matter. So that's why I say when you're out there or going within, however it is you want to perceive it, you're giving your consciousness something to work with and work on while that's taking place while you're sleeping. It's going to just bring it back to you. And what's going to happen is it's going to start giving the information. It's going to start guiding you in the ways that it picked up on and brought back to you as to what may be the easier route or the route that brings about the greatest experience.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we're just going to touch on the heart as the next introduction. I just want to touch on it a bit. So the heart is not the shape that's been given necessarily as a physical, but it's the energetic of it. And it is like a funnel that goes both ways. So if you imagine it, it's going narrow at the front and then goes out. And so your energy system, this is why we keep saying operate from the heart, guys. Because when you operate from the heart, your entire body is healing. Your entire body is getting better. You're attracting more of what you want. And so this Wednesday, we have a guest on for resonance. We have Lisa Harrison, who's got some really good information about the construct. And then so next Saturday, we'll continue with that conversation. There's a bunch of you in here asking some questions. And I would love to share that if you guys would like, we can run through some rods and continue the conversation. And I want to remind anyone that maybe some people that are new on here, that it all starts with, something's not right. I don't like what I'm seeing in the world. Something doesn't resonate. And then you pull a little thread and you start to research whether it's food, whether it's schooling for your kid, whether it's your job, whether it's government, whether it's what's happening in the world, politics, whether it's, climate change, whatever triggers you to start pulling on that thread. And then it'll slowly, it'll keep unraveling if you keep pulling. And so, what's important is to manage your energy through that process and become an observer, not an absorber. Be the eye of the storm. Because if you're in the eye of the storm, everything can happen around you and it doesn't affect you. But as soon as you stick your nose out and react, you're going to get smacked. Does that make sense? So that to me is like the first point of reference is you're becoming aware that there's something else. There's more to this reality than you've been led to believe. And it can cause a little cognitive dissonance. It can be quite overwhelming at the beginning. And so as these energies shift and people are popping, so to speak, popping like popcorn awake, they're going to be looking to people. And so my mission in this life, and Norma and I have connected because we have different gifts, but the same mission. We are meant to come through and vibrate as high as we can, show you what unconditional love looks and feels like, and to help you all become your own little light beacons. So that's all we're doing. We're guiding you. That's our mission, right? And as we progress and you progress, then it'll keep going. So, and as you go up, think about it. Source is that right? Vibrating up way up here. And so we're all meant to be lifting each other up as we go. Where we go, one we go all. But not everybody will be at the same rate, and that's okay. So you will know. You will know. You will just know. And so becoming that observer and not absorber, and then focusing on what you do want and not what you don't want, these little things start to really direct you. And then remembering that your brain's like a CPU. You can reprogram it. Your subconscious is the program. You can reprogram it and you can operate this way. And all it takes is practice, being willing to change, being willing to break that programming that you've had your entire life and starting to operate in a different way. Yeah. Norma?
Oh yeah. It's like I said, like you said, the brain is a CPU, which, in medical terms that's the synapses I was speaking about. As soon as it's like a file. That's all it is. It's either a file that's thick or it's a file that's thin. Either way, you're doing away with those programs and basically you're upgrading the brain for what is in this now space moment in time, because so much information is being thrown at you. It just depends on where your focus is at as to what you replace that file or synapses with. So as we keep having these experiences, it's one of those, it's like Tanya said, it's about that we want you to come with us. We're having so much fun. We want you to. We want you to know how much fun this is, because when you grasp the true meaning of what all this is that we are presenting to you, I'm telling you, you're going to be the happiest human being in the world, because you're going to realize and recognize all I ever had to do was allow my consciousness to guide me and show me who I am, which is so much more than this human being. The only thing is what's fun about it is we get to experience things in the tangible. But as we crystalline, there are points, as Darius has pointed out, even whenever I do travels, I can bring back, it seems like when I'm there, I can feel it in my body when I'm doing certain things. And I know when I'm there. And that's where the crystalline body is, where you're being prepared for that crystalline body. At least it is for me. This is the way it feels. So even whenever I'm touching something when I'm there, I can feel it here, even though I'm asleep. But I bring that memory back with me. See, and it's fun. it's so fun. It really is when you figure out this game and you start playing it in a way where you know you always had the ability to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so, yeah, there's and again, there's nothing that you're doing wrong right now. It's just a matter of opening those perceptions more and more and more. And so Norma and I have very different perspectives because I'm still working in this realm of and so I have a different perspective. And then Norma's had more time to do a lot of the inner work and be able to really focus on that. And she's much more of a seer, right? She can see. And then my gift is I just know when something's right or something's wrong, or if I can sit quietly and ask about something, stuff pops into my head. I'm like, I don't know where this came from, but this is for you. Like I send Norma stuff all the time that triggers her to remember more. And then her perspective, because she's visually seen and done something, comes back to me with another perspective. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that in a different way now. And so that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty. And honestly, you wouldn't be here if we weren't all soul family. Honestly.
Right.
Like you wouldn't be attracted to the vibration of our voices, to listen to this stuff, to learn to understand it. And so is everyone on this call soul family? See? Yeah. We've got a question about some dates. So this is for this time and space now. Okay. And yes, Penny Lane, it'll be easier when our pineal opens when we don't need to. Yeah. And you know what? It's part of the journey, though. Don't forget, you got to enjoy the journey. Yeah. If it was all over right away, you'd be like, damn, that ended so quick.
There's no come to a point where it'll feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to
It's so present.
enjoy the process. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some dates because everyone's asking about dates. So I don't like to give dates. I will give like time frames. So
Okay.
everybody's asking about, is September 23rd a big day? Is September 23rd, 2023 a big day? So I'm not going to pretend I know what's going to happen, but I can also say this. Is tomorrow a big day? Tomorrow's not a big day. Is Friday, September 8th, a big day this week? Not as big as the 23rd. I have no idea what that means. What's this?
Ask about the 9th.
Oh, okay. Is that a 9?
Just I was trying to make it a 9.
It's your little finger puppet. I'm like, I don't know that one.
Don't like that.
September 9th, a big day. Yeah, that's a full smack. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's what you make it.
It's what you make of it. And so, I just encourage you so much. Pay attention to the show, but don't make it the end all be all. You're hanging your energy on it. Because as I've said before, the more energy it gets, the longer it's going to play out because it's getting so much attention. Is October 4th a big day? Is October 4th a big day? So I don't know for a fact. So yeah, lots of movies say 923. So who knows? Who knows? I just keep observing and I don't attach myself to it. I don't get my emotions. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's still a narrative. It's still somewhat of a subliminal. It depends on the information that's being provided from somebody's perspective as to what it is that you utilize in your experience. That's the reason why we always say use discernment. Go with how you feel. Go with your heart. It's still something that is taking your attention. They do this. This is what we're trying to tell you. This is what they do. Oh, this is this time and this in this Q post or that Q post. It doesn't matter about the Q post. It matters how you perceive it and how it affects your life and how you want it to. You get to choose. You do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And how much energy are you going to pour into these things? There was something else, but I lost my train of thought. Got another question. So 17Q is asking, the 10th? How about is September 10th a big day? That one gets a full smack too. And are these dates that I've been saying Gregorian or Julian? Oh, look at that.
Mm.
Are these dates I've been saying Gregorian? Nope.
So you
So there
see,
you
there's
go.
a shift right there. There's
Right?
a huge shift right there.
Huge, huge. So, yeah. Oh, you want to know what year we're truly in? Yeah, that might be a tough
Oh,
one
wow.
because I can only do
Wow.
yes or no questions.
Well, ask first, are we in 2023?
Are we in 2023?
There you go. So the rest is,
Are we in 2033? That popped in, so it's about half right. That just popped into my head. So, yeah. Yeah. 17Q decodes the difference on both. Yeah. Yeah. So, and this is again, heard it's not 2023. Yeah. No. And so, but at the end of the day, we're talking about the time construct. I'd rather go by what's the moon doing? What's the sun doing? And how do I feel
yep.
on any given day? Like I literally watch I literally just look at the show maybe once a day to see if anything big happens. I go away for like 3, 4 days. I was down at Mount Shasta. I didn't look at all. None of us did at all. And we didn't miss anything.
Things still
Yeah.
happen,
Yeah. So,
whether we were aware or not.
yeah. So, right? And keep keep questioning, but keep focusing on exactly what you do. Like focus on what you want to have that feeling of. How do you envision this new earth? Start visualizing it. Start writing about it because that will bring, and the more of us that do that, the faster it's going to come if that's your wish. Yeah. And we do only have today. We need to stay present. Absolutely. The only moment that matters is right now. Yeah.
That's what brings it all together for the fullness of the
Absolutely.
understanding, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, should we end with a little meditation for everyone? Would you guys like that?
Right ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Live in the now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I almost didn't make the live because I was living in the now out in the woods and then yeah, might have had to meander a little bit to find the trail. I went into a new trail. I'm like, oh, these all look the same. You'd like a little meditation? Okay, we're going to do a little 5-minute meditation or so, maybe a little longer. So if everyone can get really comfortable, and if you put your feet flat on the floor. All right. And we're going to do the one with the chakras. So we'll get everyone nice and balanced and vibing high, right? So I'm just going to help ground you all. All right. Put your feet flat on the floor, please. Pay attention to your breath. And I want you to take 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe in through the nose, take in positivity. As you breathe out through the mouth, you're breathing out negativity or anything that no longer serves you. And again. And one more, please. And as you keep your feet on the floor, we're going to imagine a golden light. And this golden light is coming down over the top of our head. This light is vibrant, it's beautiful, it's raising your vibration. And it's like a liquid energy running around your body and coming down. It's coming over the top of your ears, down your forehead, and down the back of your neck. And just keep breathing normally as you go through this, just through the nose. And as the liquid keeps coming down, it's onto your ears, it's coming down over your eyebrows, down the back of your head, You might feel a tingling sensation, a vibration, and allow it to keep flowing. It's going down your nose, over your ears.
We can't hear you.
Coming down your back, your lower back, your stomach, the sides of your back, sides. It's just warm, gentle energy. And if you're hot, it's pushing heat out through your feet right now. It's going down your buttocks. It's going down your hips. It's going down your front. And just relaxing as it cruises down. Your body is relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. You can take the tongue off the roof of your mouth for a few minutes and just relax. And it's coming down your thighs, your hamstrings, sides of your thighs. It's going over your knees, back of your knees, sides of your knees. It's going down your shins, your calves, sides of your calves, over your ankles, and coating your feet and melting into Mother Earth. And now we're going to take this same light energy and we're going to take it and put it through the center of Mother Earth. Now it's all coated us. We're attached to it. And we're going to send it down through the dirt, down through the rocks, down through the magma, down through the crystals. And in the very, very middle of center of Earth, imagine a crystal of your choice. Maybe it's the central sun. Maybe there's a sun in the middle of the earth, and you're going to wrap your energy around that. And we're going to ground ourselves. We're going to bring that energy back to us. And then we're going to run through your chakras. Just keep your eyes closed and keep imagining. I'll guide you. As you come up under your feet, about a foot below in the earth, is your earth chakra. It is black. And I want you to visualize this black energy point, and it's spinning out clockwise and growing. And as you spin it out, you can spin it out 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. And you're going to spin it out, and you're going to be so grounded. And you're going to imagine the color black. Does it have a taste? Does it have a feel? Can you see it? Can you hear it? And keep spinning it out. Your next chakra is your root chakra. We're going to pull up to the root chakra now, and the root chakra is red. I want you to spin it out clockwise. I want you to imagine the color red 10, 20, 30 feet or more. And what does red feel like? Does it have a taste? Can you hear red? There's no right or wrong answer. It's your interpretation. This is your safety, your root chakra. This keeps you grounded, keeps you out of fight or flight. Allows you to operate from a very stable place. And then as you go along, up next is your sacral chakra. That's your sacrum. It's your sexual energy. Greatly affected by the root chakra. But as you balance each chakra, you will see things get easier and easier. So spin this one out. It's orange. What does orange look like? What does orange taste like? What does orange feel like? You can visualize it and just spin it out 10, 20, 30 feet. The next chakra up is your drone chakra, your belly button chakra, your consciousness chakra. This is the one that you can fly around and check things out. This is how remote viewing is done. It's pink. I want you to spin this one out just to get it operating properly. 10, 20, 30 feet. What does pink look like? What does pink taste like? What does pink sound like? Is it cotton candy? Is it a rose? Then we move up to our solar plexus. It's above the belly button, but below your heart chakra, and it's yellow. All shades of yellow, as yellow as yellow can be. Yellow like the sun. And yellow used to be. Spin it out 10, 20, 30 feet. Clockwise. What does yellow look like? What does yellow taste like? What does yellow feel like? And what might yellow sound like? Now we move up to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is green. And it's just in the center of your body, not to the left like your physical heart. It's in the center of the body next to your heart. And it's green, whatever green you choose it to be. Start spinning that out clockwise. Make it as big as you can because it's your heart and you want to operate from the heart. Take it out 100 feet. What does green taste like? What does green feel like? What does it look like to you? And can you hear it? As you're spinning that out, just bathe in that feeling. It's warm all around you. You're calm, you're relaxed. You're operating from the heart. And we also operate with our higher heart too. It's just above the heart chakra, in between your thymus and the heart, and it's turquoise. And we're going to spin that one out as well, clockwise, 10, 20, 30 feet. What does turquoise look like? What does turquoise feel like? Does it have a sound? Can you see it? Quite often, instead of seeing with my third eye and putting my focus there, I'll put my focus in my higher heart. It's a good way to operate. Now we're moving up to the throat chakra. This is your voice. This is your truth. You're going to spin that one out clockwise. Spin it out 10, 20, 30 feet. What does your blue look like? Is it a dark blue like the ocean? Dusk? The sky at dusk? Does it have a taste? Does it have a smell? Can you see it? Make sure you speak your truth. Make sure you're not keeping things down. You use your voice. It's important we all speak our truth. And then we move up to the third eye, which is in between your eyebrows, just above. And we've got purple, amethyst, magenta, whatever purple you choose. And we're going to spin that one out. It's your pineal. This is your antenna. This is how you receive the information and your vision inside. It's all connected. All the energies are connected for this. So spin that chakra out 10, 20, 30 feet. What does it look like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? And as you're spinning that clockwise, start to think about the chakra, which is your crown chakra. You have neurons that run around the outside of your brain, not unlike a crown, not unlike a crown of thorns. This is part of your antenna system. It's connected to your pineal. It's all connected. I want you to imagine fairy dust, sprinkles, sparkles, magic around your crown. Spinning clockwise, 10, 20, 30 feet. Can you feel it? Does it feel like you could fly? Can you taste it? It tastes fresh. Can you see it? Can you smell it? And now we're going to go up to our star chakra. It's about a foot above your head, also part of your system. There's a whole energy system around our bodies. And by paying attention to these, we're going to start to connect them. Spin it clockwise. It's white, the purest white you've ever seen. Can you see it? Can you taste it? Can you smell it? Spinning it out clockwise. And now we're going to run our toroidal field. So don't open your eyes, but just like an apple, imagine the top of your head is the stem of the apple. And we're going to run the energy outside of our bodies in all directions down to the bottom earth star chakra. And I just want you to imagine the energy flowing like a fountain out of your head, all around you, down to your earth star chakra, and then up the center of your body. And we're going to let this flow for just a minute, clearing your field. And now you're going to imagine that energy coming out and going out of the top of your head. And we're going to go up some levels. And I'm going to count. And you're just going to continue to breathe and work with me and imagine. So breathing in, 1, up a level, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause here for a moment and see if you receive a word, a thought, a gift, an item. And now we're going to keep going up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and pause here. Do you get another word, a gift, a thought? And then we're going to go from 17 to 24. So 17, we're up to 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And stop here. I'll stay here for a minute. Any gifts, any words, any thoughts, any feelings? Maybe you feel a tingling sensation. Yeah. And when you're ready, bring your energy back down and let it envelope you again. And just know that you are loved. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and slowly open your eyes. Yeah. It's okay. No, you can watch the replay. Don't. It's all good. Yeah. And I'll be doing more recordings on meditations and more live meditations as well because you all seem to love it so much. I think it's one of those frequency things that seems to work really well. Yeah. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Master Splinter, I'm in North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And thank you. You're all wonderful human beings. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. So these are for you. You can feel this way. There's a sample for you. This is what we're looking for. We're hoping to share with you that this feeling can be yours whenever you call upon it. I'll stop anytime. I'll pull over when I'm driving if something's going on for me, and I'll just run the energies and run a little, right? Clear your field. You're picking up lots of information every day. It'd be really good to do it before bed. So we'll cut this. We've got a few of these. So yeah, absolutely. And there's one posted in the Telegram group. If you're not in there yet, there's a bunch of stuff posted in there for anybody curious. There's stuff on YouTube, Rumble, Also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and LinkedIn between the two businesses. So, yeah, it's just a matter of going within. You have everything you need within you. Last words, Norma?
No, like I said, wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And Deline got a lily. Nice. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys. So the most important thing for you to do is take care of you. Love yourself. Get to know you. Get to know what your likes and dislikes are. Make a list and then see what happens as you go through it. Yeah, absolutely. And make a list of like things that you worry about and make a date on Friday at 3 o'clock. And then put it out of your head. And then when Friday comes along, tell many things you're still worried about. So wherever you go, there you are. Absolutely. We love you guys. Sign off for now. I'll be back on tomorrow night for high vibes, Wednesday night for resonance. Yeah. And then we've got the rest of the team. We've got on Wednesday, it's the Pulse. And you guys are all loving the Pulse. I love the format. I love the delivery. The guys are doing a great job. Enjoy. They're doing it for you. Again, it's another perspective. And then we have Jules on Thursday, 5 o'clock. And then on Friday, it should be rapid fire, and it'll be a big week because he missed last week. And then Saturday, it's Adventures for Connection, and it's Soul Tribe with Medina. And then Sundays is Chef Agat, and next Monday, Junique will be back. Okay, you didn't miss anything, just a mouse. Just go watch the replay. That's the beauty of this. It's recorded for you. We love you. Have a great afternoon, evening, wherever you